All right, we have some more breaking news coming in of the Maharashtra minister, that is Anil Parab, and we have the first visuals of Anil Parab, who has now been photographed during today's raids by the ED from his official residence. Remember, yet another Maharashtra minister is now facing the heat of the Enforcement Directorate in the money laundering and alleged irregularities case in land deals, as well as an alleged bribery matter that they are also looking at today. The ED has carried out raids at multiple properties of the State Transport Minister Anil Parab. Let me also now go across to Arunil joining us live on this broadcast. Yes, Arunil, we have the first images of Anil Parab at his residence while the raids were on. All right, before that, let me also now go across to Shivani. So, Shivani, the ED has already started taking its action against the minister pertaining to allegations that Mr. Parab had purchased a piece of land in Dapoli, Ratnagiri. Along with that, he also has allegations of taking bribe for transferring of certain DCPs.
Yes, right. If we talk about those particular properties, which now, in fact, Anil Parab has collected, and in a deemed monetary fund as well, and also and how he used his authority being a minister, he was conducting all of those dealing and purchasing those lands at lesser price and at lesser deal. But apart from that also, if we talk about the other allegation that is on him of the transfers of 10 DCPs in Mumbai, from where we saw that each DCP has paid 4 crore rupees to ministers Anil Deshmukh and Anil Parab. Anil Deshmukh, let's remember, is former Home Minister of Maharashtra and still is under the custody of ED. And now Anil Parab name has also come. Earlier also during the interrogation of Anil Deshmukh case, Anil Parab had recorded his statement before the Enforcement Directorate, wherein it was shared and informed by the Enforcement Directorate that out of those 40 crore amount for transfers of 10 DCPs, 20 crores was supposed to reach out to the accounts of Anil Parab, and hence he also influenced a lot many people and was clearly involved with Anil Deshmukh in those particular transfers and the monetary transfers, and utilized his power and position as a sitting minister, as a cabinet minister in Maharashtra, to purchase and for the dealing of those particular properties across Maharashtra. And hence we are seeing that this particular searches are going on at seven places today. And the first picture has come of Anil Parab, where he's just stepping out of his house, looking around for the media, because now every eye is on him after Anil Deshmukh and Nawab Malik's arrest.
All right, stay with us, Shivani. Let me also now go across to Arunil joining us live on this broadcast. So, Arunil, the first images coming up of the Maharashtra Minister Anil Parab, who is also a senior leader in the Shiv Sena, close aide and legal advisor to the Chief Minister himself. But the allegations are serious against him.
Well, a sense of worry definitely can be seen on the face of Anil Parab. At present, I'm reporting from the personal residence of Anil Parab. This is in Bandra. Not even 1 kilometer away is the residence of CM Uddhav Thackeray. Extremely close, confident is been seen as Anil Parab with respect to Matoshri is concerned, legal advisor to the Thackeray family since Barasaheb Thackeray days. So this action against Anil Parab probably will be seen as an action on Matoshri to a very large extent by CM Uddhav Thackeray, and in the cabinet meeting that is taking place now, this matter is most likely expected to be discussed by CM Uddhav Thackeray as well. Sanjay Raut staunchly defended Anil Parab, saying that he is one of our senior leaders and there are extremely grave charges against the BJP, but no action is taken against them. Whereas when it comes to the Shiv Sena or Maha Aghadi leaders, they have been framed for political vendetta that has been initiated by the BJP by misusing central agencies. Now, this is the charge by the Maha Aghadi, but the charges against Anil Parab are extremely serious. If we look at it, rupees 40 crore allegedly being taken by the then Home Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Anil Deshmukh, and Anil Parab, allegedly to reverse the transfer of 10 DCPs in the city of Mumbai.
And Arunil, stay with us. China NC of the BJP also joins us on this broadcast. China NC, absolutely shocking. In fact, the ED, as well as we are seeing how action is being taken and raids are being conducted by the ED at the official residence of Anil Parab, along with many other locations. The Shiv Sena comes out and says this is a political vendetta.
Obviously, independent agencies conducting a raid, it's based on the premise that there is information which is substantive. Let agencies do their job. Let us not sit on judgment. If there is nothing to hide, then what vendetta are we talking about?
And Shaina NC, Sanjay Raut also speaks about how there are certain BJP leaders who have even more graver charges against them, but action is not being taken. But we are talking about complaint filed against Anil Parab for taking crores of rupees for transferring of certain cops and DCPs in the city of Mumbai.
Well, obviously, there is also evidence to prove so, and you have the then Home Minister sitting in jail, as you do have with other ministers of this corrupt government too. Let agencies do their job, and I think for us to sit on judgment on a matter which is sub judice right now is not necessary. Let the facts speak for itself, and as far as we are concerned, nobody is above the law. There is no political insulation, and there should be no vendetta politics either.
All right, thank you, Shaina NC, for joining us here on this broadcast. Going back to Arunil once again, and Arunil, take our viewers through once again the charges leveled against Anil Parab, who has now been, in fact, raided by the ED. But before we do that, we'll take our viewers through the charges against him. There is a complaint against Anil Parab for taking crores of rupees for transfer of cops, bribe taken from Nagpur Deputy RTO allegedly for transfer of 10 cops in Mumbai. Going back to Shivani once again. So, Shivani, even as we speak, there are raids underway, and once again we are seeing several opposition leaders coming out and stating how the centre is misusing its agencies to take in fact strict action against their leaders.
Well, yes, definitely the first reaction comes directly from Sanjay Raut, who's an MP and a very strong leader of Shiv Sena, who's again saying that there are allegations against BJP leaders, but yes, nobody touches them, whereas there is Anil Parab and many other leaders of Shiv Sena, those are being targeted from the central agencies, that too especially from Shiv Sena party, from MBA. And again, if we talk about this, the Sanjay Raut has said that central agencies are being misused. Let's also remember, in fact, when Anil Deshmukh got arrested, when Nawab Malik also got arrested, and we questioned Sanjay Raut that why is their minister not being resigned or not being taken out of the ministry, even after being in the jail right now, after the serious allegations of money laundering, and that to a connection with the B company gang as well. That time also Sanjay Raut had clearly said that it is BJP's propaganda, it is BJP who's targeting and misusing central agencies. But yes, on papers it is clear very well that how, in fact, let's also remember it was Times Now who had accessed Anil Deshmukh charge sheet as well of the money laundering case, in which particular charge sheet also there was a clear mention that there is one more cabinet minister from the state who was helping Anil Deshmukh for the transfers of the 10 DCPs and was charging 4 crores to each DCP for their transfers, and that is none other than Anil Parab, and hence such raids are underway.
And we'll keep a close watch on what really comes out of the investigation and the raids as well. Thank you, Shivani, for getting us the latest. We'll move on now to some more news coming in from Jharkhand this time, where once again in the National Games held in Ranchi, the Central Bureau of Investigation is now carrying out searches at 16 odd locations in Bihar, Jharkhand and the national capital. A total of 13 organizers have been named as accused. This FIR has now been filed by the CBI. This was relating to the 34th National Games that were held in Ranchi, and allegations were raised that there was misappropriation of funds worth over rupees 28.34 crores. The case was earlier being probed by the state ACB, which hardly saw any progress. Now searches are being carried out in Delhi and at the residence of lawyer R.K. Anand, who was the chairman and executive president of the National Games as well. Anand is also suffering from various medical ailments, they say, and raids are also being underway at the residence of the ex-Congress MLA, that is Bandhu Tirke. He was the minister as well as the MLA at that time, and in February he was convicted and sentenced in a corruption case, and a speaker disqualified him as well. That's the latest update coming in, and that's all we have in this edition. We'll slip into a short break. We'll be back with the latest.